Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am literally here every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That is an ongoing thing. We have got epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community here because of you. You have been so kind to each other. You've been so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on a replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on like 1.25 speed, whatever works best for you. So, all right. And, ouch. What? Are you okay, T-Tenny? All right. So, thank you, Bratu. Thank you. All right. Gotta get my tea bag out of my tea here before it stews. I brought the chairs today. Because I know that a lot of people they're stressed out. They are stressed out about Trump's trials. They are stressed out about the election. And to be honest, a lot of it has to do with the election. If Donald Trump was just random guy, which frankly, he kind of is. That's kind of how we do things in this country. We don't have kings. He's a random guy. So is Barack Obama. So is Bill Clinton. So is Jimmy Carter. Now, some of them are really good men, but they're all just people. And that's kind of how we do things here. So if Michael Hill's saying we're impatient, he's not being able, that's true. That is true. But if I think that some of the stress is coming from our fear about the election. I think that's some of it. So anyway, I created graphics, and this is going to be the shortest, sweetest, easiest astrology I've ever shown you. All right? This is not going to go on and on and on like I often do with astrology. Okay? And I don't hear other astrologers talking about this, probably because it's maybe they just think it's too much of an oversimplification, but I just find it useful. So, and do put your questions in the chat before I come on. I'm literally here every day, and I want to make sure I get to I've had some questions rolling over, and so I want to work my way through them. But at 3 minutes, 30 seconds in, I want to start with, as I said, the simplest, easiest astrology I will ever show you. Astrology of the 2024 presidential election. Save. Okay, you ready? Ready? Okay. Now, with modern astrology charts, we're all talking. I just do Western astrology. Let me make that clear up front. In modern astrology charts, with the rise of the internet and the rise of computers doing the math for us, way back in the dark ages, we had to do charts, we had to do the math, we had to build them out ourselves. And now we can just put in the information in a computer, and the computer goes, ding, here's the chart. And here are these are the aspects between the planets, and this is in this house, and that's there, and it's done. It's like, wow, okay, great. But there's one other benefit to modern astrology charts that I don't see other astrologers talking about. Again, maybe it's an oversimplification, but I find it useful. Not perfect, just useful. Warrior spirit. I saw a couple, but thank you. All right, let's go here. Now, in modern astrology charts, let's start way back in 2016. All right, because we're going to look at we're going to look at 3 election days: 2016, 2020, 2024. All right, this is back in 2016. Now, if you look at a modern astrology chart, ignore all the stuff around the circle. Just look at the center. Okay, this area with the blue lines and the red lines. All right, like I said, we're not going into any depth here. Just overall, how many blue lines do you see? How many red lines do you see? And you don't even have to count them. Just a general sense. And obviously, some are going to be thicker than others. They're more exact. The aspects are more exact, or whatnot. Okay, but you've got quite a bit of blue. There's some red. Okay, can we just agree on that? All right. Well, back in 2016, you had the transits that were in Trump's chart for that day, for election day 2016. And here you have Hillary Clinton's transits for that day in 2016. Now, there's blue and there's red, maybe a little stronger red, maybe less. If you really do start counting it, but they're not wildly different. It isn't like one is just a huge massive red and one's a huge massive blue, right? They're kind of well, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. This abject moron won the Electoral College. All right. So we're not looking at anything specific. Okay. But just the blue and the red lines in the center. How much blue? How much red? Rough sense. Okay. That's 2016. Now, in 2020. Now, this was Donald Trump. Look at how much blue, how much red in Donald's chart in 2016 on election day. Now, 2020, how much blue, how much red? I think we can agree there's more red than there was in 2016. Like we're gonna do for a second here, we're gonna do the eye doctor, the optometrist. 1 or 2? 1 or 2. All right. On election day in 2020, Joe Biden's chart looked like this. It's clearer. There's definitely more blue than red. They're like, this is over here. They're like two thick blue lines here. There's a thick blue line there. There's one thick red line, a few small red lines. But over on the whole, this is very chaotic. This is a lot clearer. Joe Biden won this election, both popular vote and the Electoral College. Okay? All right. Now, 2024 in November, coming up. Rebecca Middleton wants to know, what do the red and blue lines represent? Those are aspects between the planets. The blue is more positive, easier aspects between the planets. The red lines are more challenging aspects between the planets. Okay? So, in 2024, we're actually going to start with Joe Biden's chart. Now, this was 2020 when he won the presidency. Now, coming up in November, his chart will look like this. Yes, so 1, 2. Ignore Trump over here. 2020, 2024. Okay. There's some red in there, but there's an awful lot of blue too, right? On election day 2024, the transits for Donald Trump look like that. Which looks more positive? If blue are easier aspects and red are more challenging aspects, who would you guess would win? So for all the talk about Donald Trump winning again, doing, he's going to do this, that, and the other. Really? Ooh. And if you focus over here for just a second on Donald Trump, let's just go back to this very, very quickly. In 2016, when Donald Trump won the presidency, the chart looked like this. Then in 2020, he lost the presidency, his chart looked like this. In 2024, on election day, his transits will look like that. There's not much blue to counteract that giant red line. So, like I said, you can go into more details. It depends on, what's aspecting what and where and all of this kind of stuff. But on the whole, I find that there's some information to be had by just looking at the modern charts and saying blue, which would be better, red, which would be worse. These are the transits for Joe Biden and Donald Trump on November 5th, 2024. I leave you with this. Okay. All right. I need to go back here and we're going to, so bring the chairs back in, make yourself comfortable. Let me pull out, it feels like, it's feeling like a pulp tarot day. Yep, pulp tarot. Okay. Linda Last was suggesting I check the 2000 for Bush and Gore. Ooh. Oh, hang on. Dasher. I stopped it, so it's complaining. Okay. So, let's go right into, I've got 17 questions. Let's do this. Starting at 1410. And I saw Becca from House of Lenormand is here. Do follow Becca from House of Lenormand. She is amazing. Her puppy is adorable. Please, oh please. And Sage the Scales Tarot as well. Valerie's in the chat. Hello, Valerie. Do follow Sage the Scales. All right, Lewis, you're up first. With Trump meeting with big oil executives and demanding $1 billion, will anything come from it? Isn't selling America to the highest bidder illegal? I do not know the details of this. Demanding $1 billion for what? Has anybody heard any details about this? That sounds pretty awful. So, with Trump meeting, oil industry, Michael Hill says, meeting with big oil executives and demanding $1 billion. $1 billion for his campaign? Or $1 billion for the, I'm guessing not the country. I'm guessing it's million from oil companies. CC. Is that for him himself? How's this going to go? Pay, yes, T10, pay $1 billion bribe? Question mark. Catherine Santos says money to the election fund and will help them later. Oh, Kevin Wag is saying, sorry. Oh, hang on. Go back up here. Kevin Wag. All right. So money to the election fund will help them later. This is Catherine Santos. Kevin, $1 billion, and as president, he kills all regulations on them. Oh my gosh. And he's pointing out selling justices and judges and politicians is legal thanks to the Roberts Court decision. Yeah. And yeah, for campaign. Joan, Patricia. Is it $1 million or $1 billion? Does anybody know? It is $1 billion, says Sylvia. Sorry, I'm not questioning you, Lewis. That just seems crazy to me. I'm with you, Lisa Arnold. That can't be legal. No, be $1 billion for the campaign. Wow. Whew, innocent potato. All right. Two of Wands. Well, he's making all kind of promises. But, there's a reason that when people talk about something, whether you can rely on something or not, saying can rely on it as much as a politician's promises. Nine of Cups. This feels like regulations. That feels like environmental regulations. Hermit. It's been hampering them. How dare America want clean water? How dare we don't want to kill all wildlife. Temperance is in the middle. Temperance is, I wouldn't get your hopes up too high because let's face it, you're being worked and we know he's not on the up and up. And I don't think he's going to be in a position to help you. I am starting to get cards of Dumpy going up the river. So, yeah, don't get your hopes up. And why did they think this would be a good idea? So I guess with that, lucky girl, thank you so much. From Politico, Trump pressed oil executives to give $1 billion for his campaign. People in the industry say, huh? Oh, like I said, I believe you. Lewis. I believe you. It just seems crazy. Man. Mickey says, let's all chant up the river. Up the river. So at 1945, then the question is, in 1950, will the oil executives pony up millions upon millions of dollars. I'm not going to disagree with you there, Lewis. Dumpy is cray cray. Yes. Yes, warrior spirit. Talking about, yes. Sorry, Kathy. Okay, so executives, you're really going to pony up this much money? Really? 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 Some. Five of Pentacles. Trump is hurting for money. We know that. They have money. But they don't necessarily trust him. And if you don't trust Trump, you're smarter than we gave you credit for. Stirring things up. Because that's what Trump does. What, is there going to be another January 6th? Is there going to be Five of Cups? Disappointment. Three of the cups have been knocked over, but two are still standing. So I think he's going to get some money from them. But card for the reading. Larry Murray says, I heard oil companies are already writing executive. Jumped. Larry Murray saying, I heard oil companies are already writing executive orders in preparation. I'm not surprised. That does not surprise me. But I'm getting the Hanged Man for the card for the reading. So basically, some of these people may give him campaign money, but is that a giant flushing sound I hear in the background? Oh boy. Okay. So Nuclear Magenta has a question here. And I do like the Lyin King, Lyin apostrophe at 23 minutes in. Will the Lyin King go from being an unindicted co-conspirator in Arizona to being an indicted co-conspirator? Are they basically working their way up that nasty little food chain? Hey, Arizona. Are you just going for the smaller fish to start with? Is that the deal? Page of Wands, starting with, those are the small people. These are the little people. Strength of the case about, let's just say, some work that was not completely above board, legally hemming people in, giving them incredible sleepless nights, and the government waiting there like a big spider of justice in the middle of a web of their worry. I think they are trying to work their way up. Now, will it get that far? Will Trump be indicted in Arizona on it's the fake elector scheme mess, isn't it? To gather that evidence. It's a card for the reading. Now, will Trump be indicted in Arizona? Here's the thing. Trump has so many legal problems. If I get a yes, it might be Arizona, might be something else, it might be a combination, but I'm getting a justice card the temperance card of we're going to do this systematically, and then I have a prosecutor. Doesn't look good for Trump. Nope. So good. Yeah. Give it time. Cards are saying they're working their way up. Okay. At 25:30, Bernadette Smith had a question. 25:40. Bernadette Smith was asking, Justin, the appeals court. The appeals court has upheld Steve Bannon's contempt of, I think it was contempt of Congress, but a contempt charge. Will Steve Bannon take this contempt case to the Supreme Court, which is what they're saying? Will he? Actually, I'm not going to necessarily ask. I'm not necessarily going to ask about will he. I just want to know, is Bannon going to win or win overall, or is he going to go to prison? Plus, there's still, when Trump's trial with Merchan as the judge is over, what I heard is coming up, Bannon has a trial in front of Merchan as well. I think you told me that it was delayed, maybe, but all right, Bannon. Stevie 3 shirts. Oh, he's a moron. He's a crook is what he is. And I don't have to say allegedly. He's literally been found. He got a pardon, but in order to get a pardon, you have to admit guilt. That's how it works. So yeah, he's a crook. He's a thief. Ace of Swords. This would be something new. Knight of Pentacles versus the Knight of Cups. All right, so back and forth and back and forth. The Sun. Finally, this is moving back out into the open, into our consciousness. King of Pentacles. Okay. Well, this could be Republicans finding a way to help him, or something here. King of Pentacles, Republicans. However, it ends in the Tower, which means either they don't help him or he goes down with them. So this is not going to end well for him. Catherine Lopez. So you see it jumps. Sorry, Sammy. Bannon goes on trial in September for the build the wall theft under a very cranky Merchan. Bannon, all along, Bannon's had it in his little pinhead that if he goes to prison, then somehow when he gets out, his little one-room podcast, War Room, into War Room, with his My Pillow forts, big tough guy in the War Room, that it's just going to be wildly, he's going to make so much money, it's going to be wildly popular. No, that's a card of charity, but okay, that's what he thinks is going to happen. The 3 cards that are more reality is Wheel of Fortune, the World, which means the way things used to be, you can't go back. Whole different, new page, new chapter, new book, you can't go back. Ace of Cups. Action. new action taken on the left. Something new is here. And it's not in his favor. And this is major arcana of huge change for him. Huge change for him. Just saying. All righty. All right, so, oh boy. All right, all right, he's 18. I will look at this briefly, but just so you know, I'm not enthusiastic about reading on Barron. I think people around that age do some stupid stuff sometimes. But okay, 3110. I'll look at this. I've got 2 questions here I will look at. But ugh. Terry Solaris and Rhonda Cox were asking, now that Barron Trump has opted to become a delegate in Florida to nominate his father as president at the Republican convention, can you look to see if his values align with his father's? Oh, gosh. I have 3 cards. I'm treading very lightly. But you're a delegate. I'm only looking at him as a delegate. I'm not looking at anything else. Not his personal life, not his... Do you believe in this? I got some mixed cards here. Very mixed cards. Card for the reading is the 5 of Cups. So this is emotional disappointment. Let's just say, I don't think Dumpy has been the greatest father. I've actually seen some photographs of Trump actually showing some hint of affection toward his son. I was shocked when he was just a little guy, just a very little guy, kissing his cheek. And of course, he was a kid, so he's just like. And then when he was, yay high on Trump kissing his hair. All right, so there was some hint. Deborah Jones is asking, do delegates get paid? I do not know. So, but there's some disappointment here. All right. I don't know that Barron's beliefs about all of this are completely, I don't think you completely can separate them from what his mother thinks. He is really close to his mother. And I think kind of whether he likes it or not. So, and the lighting is very strange. It's on automatic, but if I'm too dark, just let me know. Because I've got a high priestess in strength. And this feels like Melania. There are secrets, but she's got a lot of power. 8 of Pentacles, this is some work. So, honestly, I wonder if it's something he can put on his resume. Or, I assume he's already, certainly by the time you're graduating, if you're getting into an elite school, you already know that. But I don't know, this kind of almost feels like a resume thing. And it feels like he loves his father, which is just coming to me. I was not asking. But it's conflicted because, let's just say he hasn't treated Melania very well. Plus, he's a teenager. He's trying to find his own way in the world, decide who he is. Yeah. At 35, Heather was asking, I'm just curious, To see if Barron is enthusiastic about stepping into politics, or does he feel pressured to do so? Okay. And I didn't see anything in the chat about it being too dark. Is there too... Can you guys hear what's going on outside? Is it too loud? Just let me know, please. Valerie at Sage of the Scales Tarot. Valerie, yes, both parents are very power-based people. And they're both willing to step on anyone, anytime. Kids learn from their parents. And that's true. So, as much as guides want to share with me or whatever, is he a true believer? It's almost like, all right, he'll get to spend some time with his father, but he's not a Democrat, I can tell you that. That's what that feels like. 5 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords. Burden. A woman with a baby out in the cold and the snow. Alone in bed. Burdened. Charity. Child in the sun. His mother's energy is all over this. So trying, yeah, who was it earlier? Was it networking? There's some of that, but so he's a child of the sun, but I don't think he can get away from how his mother's been treated. So, okay. All right. Whew. Barron has 0 chance of becoming a normal person. This is, oh, sorry, this jumped. Come on, go up. A gilded existence isn't brought in the mind or empathy for most, says Heather. Touch therapy for kids said Barron has 0 chance of becoming a normal person, sadly. And Veronica, I think, doesn't want me to read on him anymore. I don't want to. And I'm done now. But Bernadette is pointing out the kid never had a chance with both of his parents. They're both awful people. And Goral was pointing out that was pretty much raised by a single mother, practically. Yeah. Yep. So, oof. All right, moving on. Carol Langstaff asked me the other day. Honestly, it's taken me so long to get to this question. I'm so sorry, Carol. I don't even know if this was like last week. I think it was this week you've been asking this. Carol Langstaff was saying Dumpy plans to be in Wildwood for a rally on the beach. Hello, boo-boo. How you doing, sweetie? How's things? They won't let him use the convention center because he never paid the city for his last rally. Imagine the beach with northern winds at 11 miles an hour. Oh no, he's been lying about how much wind there is and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So is it going to be a mess? Seven of Cups. Illusion, delusion. It's on the beach, out in the sun. Ace of Swords. Is he allowed to have a rally on the beach? What is this? The wind going to be in his... What's that thing on top of his head? Ace of Pentacles. Well, I'm not seeing catastrophe. I'm not seeing, so I guess it'll be okay. But it's just going to be, he's just going to be lying. As he does. Yeah, there's, the upshot is, All right, and I'm sorry that took me so long to get to. In fact, I don't think Carol's here. Carol may have given up on me. Ooh, sorry. All right, Lori Love had a question at 4050. And your questions are very important to me. I'm sorry, it just takes me time to get to them sometimes. All right. Lori Love says, hello, Autumn. I asked a little while ago if Trump supporters would start turning on him over asking for more and more money. You didn't see then. Anything new now? Are his supporters turning on him for asking for more and more and more and more and more and more money? Oh, thank you, Lori Love. There's America. And by the way, there's a judgment card behind that. Like, yeah, election day is coming. The Two of Swords, the woman holding two swords like this, that's my card for voting. Actually being a person voting. But it's the judgment card is my card for election day. Traditionally. Moon. He's always calling attention to himself. They don't have, you know, they don't have a ton of money, but he is the emperor. So how much of a true believer are they? The ones who were rabid. I mean, I've got 4 major arcana here. The ones who are rabid, yeah, they'll keep giving. But he squawks a lot. And there's temperance right here. There's only so much money. And he's burned through it. I mean, millions upon millions of dollars are going to for legal fees. Tens of millions of dollars in legal fees. So just so far. So, yes, Betty Cantrell, I read on that earlier. So, okay. Links are in the description box, and everything is time-stamped. 43 minutes in, and thank you for being here. Thank you. 4310. Is it Sukilal? Sorry. I believe Democrats will win the House. Lord, I know we don't talk often. Do you see them winning more seats in the Senate? Well, let's do 3 cards for the House and 3 cards for the Senate. Go blue. Go blue. Go blue. I have to get. I need to get my. I need to get my blue wave. My blue wave pin in here and put it in the drawer. So, anyways, there we go. There we go. Please vote. Please vote. Blue House, Blue Senate, and for 2025, the House. Will Democrats win the House? Control of the House. Will Democrats win control of the Senate? Come on, big money. House, Senate. Okay, for the House. Well, yeah, okay, for the House. Knight of Swords. Aggressive law enforcement. Well, this could refer to Jack Smith and doing something about the whole Jan 6 situation before the next Jan 6. Okay, thanks. It's been 4 years, almost, well, 3.5 right now, but by that point it'll be 4 years. Could we please do something about the people who are responsible? But this is also a Rovember. You do have your far right groups, but I don't know that the MAGAs in the House are necessarily doing the Republicans overall any great favors. High Priestess, Rovember, women, higher wisdom, can be secrets, which would be coming out here, but women voters. So that's what I'm getting for the House. For the Senate, King of Pentacles. So this would be, well, that would be McConnell, or whoever's going to be minority leader in the Senate. 9 of Swords, which is sleepless nights and worry. Because we know that McConnell and his ilk are awful. But then I've got a Hermit card. So does this mean someone like McConnell becomes majority leader, causing Democrats a bunch of sleepless nights and feeling isolated? Or is it the other way around? Let me double check on that. In the Senate, 2025, control of the Senate. Getting women voters. T. Tenney says we're supposed to lose the Senate. Yeah, I know. This feels like MAGA having slightly less power in overall, which would always be a good thing. Here's the thing. We are not supposed, Democrats right now, we are not supposed to get retain control of the Senate. That's just, it has to do with who's, unlike the House, in the Senate is not everybody is up every couple of years. They actually alternate when terms, when they need to be, when they're elected. However, the 3 cards I got for this: Justice card, Nostalgia card, 8 of Cups. And that's someone in red walking away, because there's a whole lot of Democratic stuff left here, like votes. I think what the cards are saying is we have a chance. And we have a chance because of women voters. Heather says, I'm ready to believe in a blue Senate, even if it's a slim majority. We'll take it. We will take it. Okay, at 49, let's do this. There were some questions here about MTG. Well, actually, 9 and 10 are pretty much the same question. At 49.25, Bertha Louise, will MTG be voted out of office? And Claude was asking, during her motion to vacate, MTG was booed and heckled by Democrats and Republicans. Ooh, bipartisan heckling. Hey. Could we see the end of her political career? Okay, so I think we're basically looking at MTG. Is she politically donezo? Man. Yes, Veronica Johannes. We are women. Hear us roar. This is fingers crossed. Yeah, absolutely. MTG. You done? Boy, they took some wind out of her sails. Oh, Marby, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Whoops. Oh, there's a judgment card right there that flipped up like judgment. Judgment. It's the fourth card, but it's upright. All right. Well, we know she was sucking up to Trump all the way along, hoping to be his VP pick. Not going to happen. Spiff. Three of Cups. We would love for her to find employment elsewhere. Seven of Wands. Yeah, it's not going so well for her. Nine of Swords. But she is in a very red district. This Judgment card really wants to be seen and heard, and it's Major Arcana. It's right there. With the Empress. So, again, women voters. Judgment. And us being pretty pleased here, too. Oh, Gina's Place, thank you. Gifted 5 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you, Gina's Place. Thank you. Thank you. Lisa Arnold says deep, deep red. Yeah. But women voters were not happy. I don't see how she could get voted out based on where her district is. But at the same time, I wonder if Democrats win so much in the House that she's seriously sidelined. Let's face it, the only reason MAGA has had the outsized influence it has had is because it's so close in the House. So please vote blue. Let me cover that up. Vote blue. Vote for Democrats. So, oh yeah. Okay, so at 53 minutes in, all new Maggie Who. At 53 minutes in, had a question. So did some Republicans, apparently some Republicans threatened to resign if MTG brought up the vacating of Mike Johnson. Do you think that's why some readers feel like more Republicans will resign? I don't think it's necessarily her. It's not just her. But Republicans resigning from the House. Tie-dye Dawn, that's very sweet. I might. We'll see. Someday. I'm working on the astrology course right now. Thank you for asking. Swords, Knight of Swords. It's pretty icky being in the House right now, especially if you're a Republican. It's always been more raucous than being a senator, but it's not good. Page of Pentacles. We may have some new people in there because there have been so many. What's the word? Incumbents stepping down. People saying they're not running again. 10 of Swords. 6 of Wands. Yeah, the chaos, the far right. Queen of Swords. Legal matters. 3 of Swords. More legal matters. It's just painful to be there. It's chaotic. It's painful. Considering how much time and energy representatives spend trying to raise money, on top of it to have all of this other chaos, it just feels icky. It just feels like if I can go somewhere else, if I've got a good job offer, I'm out of here. So that's just what I'm getting in general. All right. 50-20. Heather had a question. 55-25. What is the energy around Tammy Baldwin's Wisconsin Senate race? She became senator when I was living in Wisconsin. I like her. She's obviously a Democrat. I understand it's one of the most important Democratic contests for holding power for the next term. The polls show Baldwin in a virtual tie with her multi-million-dollar opponent. All right, Wisconsin. I mean, I used to follow her on Twitter, and her Twitter feed was really supportive of businesses and the people she was helping. And I mean, it was kind of boring. Her Twitter feed was kind of boring, where it was her with these leaders and this company and these farmers and those, and she was always listening and talking to them, and it was good. It was good. I did call her out though once when she was repeating something she had obviously been told by dairy farmers, something about how I can't remember how she put it, but it sounded a lot like their milk should only be from cows kind of thing. And I was just like, excuse me, I literally cannot digest anything that high on the food chain. And there are a lot of, so it's not all bad. And then I was surprised because a whole bunch of people underneath me were like, yeah, me too. I can't drink the stuff. No, don't, And so and she kind of backed down on. So she's listening. I'll give her that. Salty Chip says Tammy Baldwin does what a senator is supposed to do, unlike J.D. Vance. Dang. Oh boy. Ooh. Okay. All right. Her competitor may have a lot of money. We know that. But this feels like she's doing pretty well as far as the fundraising and okay. But these other cards, I don't think this is her. This feels like Republicans. I've got a death card. I've got the 4 of Wands. That is celebrations, or it can be 4 of Wands. Traditionally, this was anyway, it can be a Mar-a-Lago card as well. 6 of Swords, going up the river. Also, women having to cross state lines in various states. 7 of Wands, far right on the defensive tower. This looks terrible for the Republicans in Wisconsin. It's just like, whoa. Eliam Friedman says, thank you, Autumn, for both charts, though I am strongly in the Biden camp. Did I not put that properly? Because, yeah, it's absolutely a Biden camp. Look good for him. Yeah, there's an extra card here. or there was like missing one in Wisconsin. They might mess with things a little bit, but there's judgment coming. Hanged man, Queen of Cups. Now, do not underestimate how much control Republicans have in Wisconsin, but women voting, women who've had enough because their rights have been taken away. And all of these readings, they have Rovember all over them. So, what was that noise? Oh, that was an Alfie. That was a good Alfie. All right. Let's see. At 101, 10, 15, 101, 15. Miss Wonderful Rose asks, can you please tell me how 18 to 24-year-olds will vote this November? All right, young people. We're wondering how you're going to vote. '18 to 24. You're a youngster, boo-boo. You're not 18, but afraid you can't vote. A lot of young people are really annoyed with how expensive things are. Rent, all that, let alone home ownership, isn't usually the biggest, isn't the number one issue with 18 to 24-year-olds. They're often at school or renters or, but there are a lot of things they are cut out of. Now, women voters. 18 to 24-year-olds are notoriously, they don't vote at the high numbers that they should. But in the same way that women are starting to outnumber men with like university degrees, voting, you're going to have a lot of young women voting. A lot. Absolutely despise Trump. Now, are there some conservatives, some MAGA people of that age range? Of course there are. And also remember that age range, not everyone, but there can be a tendency to be more strident or more fringe in political views. So, are there some Republicans? Yes. But women voters, this is two major arcana. This is not. The energy difference is like that between major and minor arcana. So, again, Rovember. Exactly. Raymond DePascal. I mentioned that yesterday. Average male salary, the median, $78,000 for men. Average female salary, $60,000. Yeah. Okay, what else have we got? Nancy Ramadan said you at 105. And yes, I am going a little bit longer because I want to see if I can get through all the questions. Clear the deck. Nancy Ramadan said, do you see any bad Pluto transits for Biden? Another astrologer is insisting these, bad things are going to happen. Well, transits for Biden on election day. Well, let me have a quick look. I make myself big. It's very, every time I say that, I think of that first episode of Red Dwarf. Gotta make myself look big. He's a cat. All right, I've made myself look big. So I can see his Pluto's right, transiting Pluto's right here. This down, it's down here. And you could ignore the ascendant thing. That's just for the moment. This is just for what that time of day. But Pluto's down there, and if you follow Pluto up to here, let's just look at it. Blue line, blue line, blue line, red line. That's not horrible. Because this strongest blue line is up here to this grouping, this stellium here of Biden's Sun and Venus and whatnot. Even though the red line is going towards his moon, the Sun is generally more powerful. And then we've got positive. So Pluto's helping in many respects. Other than that, I'm not seeing a whole bunch of horribleness. It's coming up on his birthday, so the Sun's over here, coming up on his Sun later in that month. If you've got the Sun, then you're going to have Mercury and Venus somewhere near it, because we are farther out from the Sun, Mercury, and Venus. So those two planets never get to that. There's a limit on how far away from the Sun you can get. So you'll never, in any chart, this is just in general, you will never have a Sun, like a Sun over here at, like way over here, and then like Mercury up here. You don't get that in the same chart. Unless it's something unrealistic on purpose. So there's just not a lot of bad stuff here. He's got a lot of support. I'm not one who tends to use charts for things like when life will come to an end. It's not my nature. But Claude's saying apparently you skipped a question. What? But I don't see where I skipped a question. But anyway, he's got pretty good stuff for November. So just wanted to reiterate that. All right, at 1:08:40. At 1:08:40. Goral's asking, DeSantis goes to court to hide judicial appointment info from the public. Surprise. What is he trying to hide? He's going to court. DeSantis is going to court to hide judicial appointment information. Well, that's what authoritarian wannabes do. The first thing is it just feels knee-jerk. Oh, there might be two questions listed, but they're both about MTG. They were basically, I read on that basic topic. So DeSantis, God, he's so gross. Page of Swords, judicial stuff. I don't know the details on this, but this Page of Swords for the reading makes me wonder if the people he's trying to hide information about maybe aren't qualified, or there's a reason their page, they're weakened and lowered down onto one knee. There's some weakness there of them, that there's a hermit right behind it, which should lead to that. Like I said, I don't know the details. Three of Pentacles. Of course, he's got this plan. He hates Biden. He hates the Democrats. And there's some success. There's some success that Democrats have right here in the middle. But he's an autocrat, and he's going to throw everything he has to try and stop this, or stop this from happening again. Like I said, I don't have the details, but it looks like he's going to have trouble keeping whatever this is a secret. Will he be able to keep this information a secret? He and DeSantis and Lady Macbeth, this is what they do. There's Trump. At the far right, adding insult to injury, 10 of Pentacles, the dynasty. For now. He gets away with it for now. So, okay. He's so awful. All right, Laura Smith. We've got two international questions. Somehow they both involve Kushner. 11220. Laura Smith was asking, please read on if the Saudis, Kushner, and Netanyahu are going to get away with their plan to wipe out Gaza for a canal and resorts. Infuriating. I'm almost done. It's interesting that the card for the reading is the High Priestess, because in the Rider Waite you have the two pillars with the writing on it, and there's Jewish iconography on the High Priestess card. 7 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, Death card. Hamas should not have done what they did. Surprise. Duh. They felt like they were on the defensive, but they got money from Iran, wasn't it? There was horribleness. And this Page of Pentacles, this is the card I get for Kushner. And we know his views on this, which is, yeah, push them all out into the desert and take over all that land. But that would be them being on the defensive in Gaza, but this also feels like a pushback. Like a big pushback. A surprisingly big pushback. Eight of Cups. That feels like humanitarian aid. World getting involved. Eight of Swords, legally hemmed in. Queen of Swords, legally, militarily hemmed in. Queen of Swords. Never once do I read on this general topic and get answers that don't involve a long time. But what this feels like is Netanyahu doing some things that get a lot of support for him, and as proxy, some support for Israel taken away. So again, world card, world getting involved. This is that's a card for the reading. This is a bad situation. Five of Wands. It's stirring up even more potential problems in the future. Page of Swords. Yeah, but this is it's almost like Israel taken down a peg. What you doing? There. Militarily, some weakness there. All right, so that's all I'm getting on that, and it's just sad. Now, this leads me to my next question, which I added in because I read about it this morning. At 1:17:10. Oh, it's the 17th question at 1:17:10. There's talk that if Trump gets back into office, that he may nominate Jared Kushner to be Secretary of State. Really? 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 Oh, thank you for being here, Bernadette. Bernadette says, oh, puke. Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen. But no. Two of Pentacles, far too unsteady. Republican situation's far too unsteady. So long as Trump's there, that does not bode well for Republicans. Page of Wands. That's assuming he would, I guess if he tried to make him Secretary of State, he might rejoin. But he doesn't want to be second fiddle to anybody. He doesn't want to, I think he might consider it if he was getting a lot more power than he'd had before. Eight of Swords, but he would be hemmed in. And here's the star. Right now, he's making $10 million a year. Investing that $2 billion from the Saudis. He doesn't get the $2 billion from the Saudi. He wasn't just given that. He's supposed to invest it, and he's getting paid $10 million a year to invest that money. So, not even quite sure he'd want the job. Good. Don't get a chance. Don't take it. Don't buy. Goodbye. Human stock photo. Whew. Human mannequin, or the mannequin, plastic. Anyway, I cleared the deck. So tomorrow we start with all new questions from you, or whatever is right on top of the news. All right, it's 1:35 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. As always, you are always welcome. And other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow. I'm here literally every single day of the year. All right. So, hi. How's things? Hi, we're done. We're done. It's okay. We're done. I finished all 17 questions. Actually, I think I did more than 17 in the end. Yes, I did. I did as many as needed to be done. So, are we going to sit down? Are we going to sit? Is it time for a little snuggle, a little quiet snuggle? I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Yes, we're having a quiet snuggle. We're very sweet. All right. All right. So, take care. You're not alone. We are in this together, and there are good days ahead. All right. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow. Bye. Can you hit the button? No, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Turn around. There you go. It's okay. There you go. Oh, he just gets cuter.